A forgotten 1982 Mercedes W123 sits buried in weeds beside a collapsing barn. Rust covers every panel as rainwater drips through broken windows. The camera slowly circles the abandoned car under gray skies. Birds nest inside the cracked interior filled with dust and leaves. Thick mud cakes the wheels while vines crawl across the chrome grille. The faded Mercedes emblem barely shines beneath dirt. A mechanic opens the stiff driver door with a loud rusty creak. Clouds of dust explode from the rotten cabin. Dead insects and debris are swept from the dashboard and seats. Sunlight reveals torn leather and mold-covered panels. The hood is forced open after years of being sealed shut. The engine bay appears completely corroded and abandoned. Close-up of rusted bolts soaking in penetrating oil. Tiny droplets slowly run down oxidized metal surfaces. High-pressure water blasts decades of mud from the exterior body. Brown water floods across the workshop floor. Foam cannon soap covers the entire Mercedes in thick white suds. Dirty streaks slide down the body panels. Soft detailing brushes scrub the grille and headlight corners carefully. Chrome begins to appear beneath the grime. The wheels are removed one by one using an impact wrench. Rust flakes fall onto the concrete floor. Old cracked tires are pulled from corroded steel rims. Dry rubber snaps apart during removal. The rotten seats are lifted out of the interior slowly. Dust particles float through warm workshop light. Carpets, soaked with mold, are peeled from the floor pan. Hidden rust holes appear underneath. The steering wheel is removed with careful twisting motions. The horn pad crumbles from age. Door panels are unclipped and separated from rusty frames. Old adhesive cracks loudly apart. The dashboard is dismantled piece by piece on a workbench. Tiny screws and switches are organized neatly. The windshield is cut free using thin wire tools. Dry seals crack and split around the glass. Rusted exhaust pipes are detached from underneath the chassis. Heavy metal sections crash onto the floor. The seized engine refuses to turn during inspection. Mechanic tools scrape against oxidized components. Close-up of frozen pistons inside the damaged engine block. Corrosion covers every internal surface. The engine is lifted slowly out of the bay with a crane. Chains tighten while metal groans softly. Transmission bolts are removed beneath the lifted vehicle. Old grease drips steadily onto trays. The empty engine bay is pressure washed completely clean. Hidden factory paint appears under dirt. Rust bubbles are sanded aggressively across the body panels. Orange dust fills the air around the car. Rotten sections of the floor pan are cut away with sparks flying. Damaged metal falls beneath the chassis. Fresh steel panels are shaped carefully on a workbench. A hammer taps rhythmic metallic sounds. Welding sparks illuminate the dark garage during floor repairs. Molten metal glows bright orange. The chassis is mounted onto a rotisserie for restoration work. The entire car slowly rotates in the air. Thick undercoating is scraped from the underside by hand. Large chunks fall onto the workshop floor. Suspension arms are removed and labeled carefully. Rusty bushings crack apart during disassembly. Brake calipers are opened to reveal seized pistons inside. Old brake fluid leaks slowly out. Corroded fuel lines are detached from the underbody. Dust shakes loose with every movement. The fuel tank is lowered carefully using support straps. Years of dirt coat its surface. Sandblasting strips rust from suspension components completely. Bare metal shines under workshop lights. Wool hub spins smoothly after receiving fresh bearings. Clean grease is packed into the assemblies. New brake lines are bent precisely along factory routes. Shiny fittings reflect bright lighting. Fresh suspension bushings are pressed into restored control arms. Rubber compresses with slow mechanical pressure. Coil springs are installed onto rebuilt suspension assemblies. The chassis slowly regains structure. The engine block is disassembled on a spotless workbench. Pistons and rods are arranged perfectly in order. Cylinder walls are honed carefully with lubricating oil flowing. Fine metal textures